Okay, so falcons. Now, listen closely, folks, because this is where things get very different. In general, we learn how owls and hawks catch a lot of rodents or mammals on the ground, but falcons are much more specialized hunters. They don't live in the forest and they don't catch their prey on the ground. Again, there's always exceptions. However, falcons are specialized to catch other birds in nature. They feed on other birds. They control and keep healthy bird populations. So the bird that Teddy has is an Arctic species of falcon called a gerfalcon. And you can see the color of that bird is a little tip. Remember how I said it's usually something simple if you look at a bird? Well, that is quite simply camouflage for living in the far north. North of us, north of us in places like Canada and Alaska, but all around the world, basically above the Arctic Circle, snow and ice. So there you have a bird camouflage for living in snow and ice. Now, falcons are known for their speed. The peregrine falcon in particular is the fastest of all falcons. But all falcons are fast. They're the fastest of the fast. Literally, the fastest living things on planet Earth. For a long time, everybody thought cheetahs were the fastest thing around because we didn't have technology to measure anything else. Nobody realized how fast a falcon was. But then you get something like a radar gun, and you see a peregrine falcon diving out of the sky, and they've been recorded at speeds of over 240 miles an hour in a dive. That's their main technique, by the way, diving from above. Believe it or not, there are falcons above us right now hunting. We can't see them, but they're up there. With that powerful eyesight, they can see for miles below in all directions. A peregrine is cruising around above there, looking below, waiting to see a bird fly out over the top of the trees. When it does, it picks out the moving target, folds its wings, comes down in a high-speed dive called a stoop to catch that bird out of the air. That is why falcons are always so compact and shaped differently. They don't have the rounded wings of the hawk or the owl. They have long and pointed wings. Everything is about aerodynamics, speed in a dive. As a matter of fact, we all know about Top Gun, the movies that made all the planes famous and so forth and so on. Well, when they were designing the latest generations of fighter jets, scientists actually went around to museums and studied falcon specimens, and they applied the physics of the bird's wing to the building of the plane. So we were imitating the fastest creatures in the world. This is a little kestrel. Kestrel is our most common small falcon, found out in wide open areas because they eat a lot of small things, a lot of insects like crickets and grasshoppers and dragonflies, occasionally a little mouse, a sparrow, for example, a variety of prey because they're so small. They don't specialize in one kind of prey, they eat a variety. Also a cavity nester, by the way, they also nest in a hole in a tree. And this is a male. They're quite colorful, as you can see. And some of the markings serve a purpose. They're not just there for decoration. For example, the stripes underneath and behind his eyes are designed to reflect the bright sun off of his face so he can better see something out in the field farther away. Almost like a baseball player or a football player puts that black stuff under their eyes, right? Reflects the glare. Same thing. We're copying nature once again. Now, we're going to try to give a falcon a little exercise here, but I want to explain this because it's a very different kind of exercise. Normally, what we do with that bird right there, or any of the other falcons that we fly, is we have to go out into a wide open area because they are not capable of being maneuverable the way the hawk and the owl are. In other words, they don't have good brakes and they can't turn very well. They are designed for straight speed. So, we'll go out into an open area like a football field, and Teddy will launch the falcon, and I'll begin swinging his lure around and around. I'll keep it in the air as a moving target. Now, the lure for the falcon, of course, is different. Because they catch birds, I use a bird lure. So my bird lure is really just a little leather pad about the right size and shape. And again, I'm not trying to fool the bird. He knows it's not a real bird, but he doesn't care because I taught him one thing. You catch my bird, you get a meal. You get a reward, just like the real thing. So I swing it around and around. He comes at me as fast as he can, and he tries to take the lure away. Well, I don't let him catch it right away. What I do is I throw the lure at the falcon as he approaches. I get it as close to him as possible, but I don't actually let him catch it. Okay, so let's say you're the falcon. Got the camera right there. Okay, I throw the lure out to you, but then I pull it away at the last second. His speed carries him past me, and he makes a big turn, and he comes back. Again, high speed. I throw it out, I pull it away. over and over and over. What I'm trying to do is encourage him to stay in the air and work hard. It's an aerobic workout. Rather than going from point A to point B like a hawk, it's keeping him in the air to build endurance. Almost like a runner who does laps. I want him to do his laps in the sky. Now that's not possible here, because if a falcon dove down into this area, suddenly there's danger everywhere, because he can't pull out a high-speed dive with a wall of trees there, a building there, a fence there, sunshades, that telephone pole, you name it. Those are all obstacles. And that's how a lot of falcons actually get injured or killed in the wild, by crashing into objects when they're chasing prey. The only thing we can really do is get him to come zipping in here as fast as he can and catch the lure right here in front of you folks. So I'm going to put a reward on the lure. Once again, keep in mind, when the birds do the things that we ask them to do, they're not doing it for fun, they're doing it for food. That is also a reflection of nature. Think of it this way. They don't fly around randomly killing animals for fun. They're doing it for food. They're trying to do their job and survive. So now, the key is going to be letting him catch it on the first toss, because if he misses, he's going to be headed right at that barn really fast, and that's what we don't want. So I want him to catch it, and I want to actually guide him to the ground in the grass in front of you. So keep your fingers crossed. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it. On 3, his name is Daredevil, okay? On 3. And be loud, because Teddy is all the way down there by the concession stand. She's going to take off the hood. I'll let you know when. When I count to 3. Okay, she's taking the hood off. Oh, okay, she's ready. 1, 2, 3. Here he comes. You have to trust me, he is coming. I gotta make this good. He's gotta catch this. Please catch it. Good job. Attaboy, buddy. Hang on to it. Hang on to it. Clucking like a chicken, quite proud of himself. And of course he gets his reward on the lure, and then I'll make a trade and give him another reward on the glove. Everybody, one of the things we tried to do this year that we haven't done in past years is keep the program a little shorter for your comfort, because in here. Our program, we hope you enjoyed the birds, learned a little something. My wife is happy to answer any questions you have. We will actually be working with a couple of inexperienced new birds here in between shows. So if you want to hang out and watch that happen, you're welcome to do that. And then of course we're doing another program later on at 2 o'clock. So thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it.